Hello class, welcome to week 9. I've been fighting this cough still, and middle of moving. This is my last week here in this apartment. I have a lot to do. I do apologize that I've been getting a little behind on some things. I've been trying to keep up on the grading. I think I'm doing all right. And sometimes I also get behind on getting to students. I don't want anybody to be timid or shy about trying to get a hold of me. I just be aware that I'm in the middle of this thing. Definitely see the importance of minimalizing, downsizing. That's it, downsizing. Moving stuff, lots of stuff. So, anyhow, so we just covered Greece and Rome. That was a lot of information, but it did all kind of blend together in many ways, and I think that you guys have seen that. Of course, I'll be getting the papers soon tonight, but actually, I can't even remember if we're actually turning in papers today. Like I tweaked some of the schedule out. Well, whatever it says on the module. This is where I'm at. Your absent-minded professor right now. In any case, you guys are doing great. It's really going well. And this week we double up. It's a little more jarring, and I wish I didn't have to double up this week. Because we have a late start, I'm trying to only double up with the smoothest transitions possible. But the one advantage is we do see Christianity come from Judaism, which we studied, and ancient Israelite religious ideas, but within the pagan world context. And for those of us living in the United States or Europe, the Western tradition of Christianity in particular comes by destroying the pagan world of Germanic tribes and Celtic tribes mainly, and also some Slavic tribes. I mentioned in the discussion that I apologize for not really covering Slavic history very well. And I'll just be honest, you see how many topics I'm covering, and I've tried to expand my Germanic paganism lectures. I've brought in more on the Celts, which I've brought in from other professors. And I've been learning more and more about Slavic pre-Christian history and just talking about the Slavic world. And I haven't yet been able to find the time and the precision to integrate that better into my lectures. I'll probably post some videos just randomly on announcements this week on the topic, just to kind of help contextualize that a little bit better. This section I've been really trying to work on a little bit more than my other sections over the last year or two. So originally when I taught this class, I didn't do a section on the Vikings. This was a byproduct of a lot of research that I started doing and putting together. And you'll see me, I'm going to post with this announcement a documentary on the Icelandic sagas, which you really should watch. But you don't have to watch it, but you should watch it. And it's just so good. It's so good. And I really think that it really helps put it into perspective to think about that pagan past within also Western society. There's a World Civ class, but and then the transition to Christianity. Now, then I talk about Christianity, and Christianity, though, becomes a global religion. It becomes an official religion of rulers within Ethiopia about the same time that Constantine is allowing for it to take, is giving Christianity some state sponsorship in the Roman world. But Ethiopia barely gets talked about. Well, see, that's something that I've tried to incorporate, the world aspect of Christianity. And then I do a discussion of the creation of the Bible. Excuse me. And this is something that I wanted to do, that I gathered many different books and research. I always wanted to know about the development of the Bible. And there's a lot of myth about it. I mentioned this, I think, in one of the lectures, but to clarify, the Da Vinci Code falsely stated that basically Constantine at the Council of Nicaea gave us the Bible we had and excluded other books. That's just not true. The solidifying of the Bible, nothing was going on in that context really at the Council of Nicaea. It was strictly a debate about the nature of Jesus. I believe that there were some Bibles commissioned by him, but it was not clear what that means. So there wasn't a council saying this is what the Bible is. You'll see how late it takes for that to take place, and how, as I'll be pointing out again, that there is not a universal agreement within the world of Christianity of exactly what the Bible is. There's mainly an agreement, but there's not a total agreement. The Ethiopian church has the largest amount of books. They have more books of the Bible than any Christian group. And the Assyrian Church of the East, I believe, has the least amount of books to their Bible compared to the other ones, at least in their New Testament in particular. And so this is a new, eye-opening set of things that I think that you will find interesting. And so again, we're covering a lot. I'm covering the Viking topics, Celts. I will send you some videos on the Slavs, and then we're talking about Christianity and development of the Bible, the Eastern world, the Western world, and that's a lot. But I think that you will find all of it extremely interesting. And I'm really excited for this whole section, so soak it in. And feel free to contact me this week. I will be busy this week, but I really would like to encourage anybody to contact me if they have any questions about anything. In particular, because I just think it's so interesting. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to post some articles or some things on the way that let's say, Viking culture and Germanic paganism is taking root in a new invented forms within Europe and even the United States, but also, unfortunately, really being embedded within the white nationalist, white supremacist movements. This has been frustrating for me because I got really, really into Norse mythology, and I have some of these backgrounds. My own ethnic background is, I basically call myself a Germanic Celt. I come from many of the different nations that are Germanic speaking, and southern Scotland, which is mainly more on the Germanic side in my ethnicity. And I find it all very interesting, you know, not hateful or anything. My daughter is black and Filipino with all of my Germanic white people stuff in Celtic. And I used to read her Norse mythology myths, you know, at bedtime. Not at her expense of her other ethnicities, just like it's a part of the whole thing. Well, anyhow, so I got really into this. I used to wear my Thor's hammer all the time, the Mjolnir. And I still do sometimes because I don't like the fact that the white nationalist movement gets to kind of own these things. But unfortunately, sometimes I have to realize, like I used to wear the Mjolnir all the time, and I'll be on the bus and some dude looking a little gnarly be like, "Sup, bro?" Like it's kind of white power thing. Oh God. You know, it's not what I need. And I don't want anybody of maybe another ethnic group that's been kind of harassed by these people to then look at me and be like, oh no. Yeah, it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. But I want to make clear that musicians and artists and other people that have been interested in Germanic paganism, Norse mythology, all of that, aren't necessarily into those things. It's just a problem. It's something that the white nationalists have kind of gravitated towards. And it's a big debate even within these circles. I'll send you some articles and I'll show you what I mean. It's a weird, the world we live in is always just like, what the hell, man? It's just, whew, what are you gonna do? So I just want you to be aware of these things, and that's all. Feel free. Oh, I always said contact me anyways. All right. So I'm not getting much sleep either. But okay, look. Have a great week. Take care of yourselves. Contact me. Enjoy the section. It's good.